The adrenal cortex has three regions of gland cells that produce different steroid hormones. The mineral corticoids are the steroid hormones that function to regulate electrolyte homeostasis, in particular levels of sodium and potassium that are in the extracellular fluid and in the bloodstream. The principal mineral corticoid secreted by humans is called aldosterone and is produced and released by the cells in the zona glomerulosa of the adrenal gland. Aldosterone secretion is controlled by the release of adrenocorticotropic hormone from the anterior pituitary gland. Aldosterone targets the distal convoluted tubule of the kidney nephrons and the collecting ducts of the kidney. The hormone promotes the synthesis of sodium-potassium pumps, which function to pump sodium from the filtrate back into the bloodstream. More aldosterone is generally secreted when blood volume or blood pressure decrease. As sodium is reabsorbed into the bloodstream, water is typically reabsorbed with it, as water follows sodium by osmosis. The glucocorticoid hormones are steroids that influence energy metabolism, glucose metabolism, and long-term stress resistance. The primary glucocorticoid hormone produced by humans is cortisol and is produced in the zona fasciculata of the adrenal cortex. Long-term stress, fasting, or starvation will stimulate the release of adrenocorticotropic hormone from the anterior pituitary. Adrenocorticotropic hormone will then cause the release of greater amounts of cortisol levels into the bloodstream. Under normal circumstances, cortisol secretion from the adrenal cortex arises in the morning just prior to waking up. The secretion of the hormone helps to keep blood glucose levels consistent between meals. One drawback to chronic stress and chronic cortisol secretion is that cortisol inhibits the immune system and inhibits the body's ability to perform normal maintenance on bones and cartilages, causing them to weaken over time. Cortisol targets adipose tissue, muscles, the liver, and the blood vessels. In the adipose tissue, it promotes the breakdown of stored lipids into fatty acids. It also promotes the breakdown of muscle tissue proteins to put amino acids into the bloodstream. Those amino acids can serve as sources of amino acids to build other cellular proteins to aid in stress resistance, but they can also be metabolized by the liver to create blood glucose. The liver can also use the fatty acids from the adipose tissue to create glucose as well. Glycogen, a starch stored within the liver, is also broken down to create glucose and keep blood glucose levels elevated. At the blood vessels, cortisol promotes vasoconstriction in order to maintain blood pressure. Cortisol inhibits the immune system, inhibits inflammation, and depresses bone and cartilage formation during long-term stress. Cortisol or corticosteroids are often used to reduce local inflammation in connective tissues, joints, or inflammation caused by infection. In the deepest region of the adrenal cortex, called the zona reticularis, the cells there produce and secrete the gonadocorticoids, which are steroid sex hormones, such as androgens like testosterone and estrogen hormones. Most gonadocorticoids secreted by both males and females are testosterone-like hormones, but some estrogens are also produced and secreted. The androgens produced contribute to axilla and pubic hair development in females, in addition to contributing to female sex drive. The estrogens that are produced become the primary source of estrogens in postmenopausal women.